Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. Within the hour, a U.S. health panel has decided it is time to resume the use of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. This, of course, despite that rare risk of blood clots. And we have the details in our top story at 5. Nearly 8 million doses of that vaccine have already been administered. Now the CDC confirms the number of recipients who developed blood clots has more than doubled. Most of those 15 total cases were in women. 3 of those cases turned fatal. It is still unknown if the vaccine contributed to the clots or not. Advisors from the CDC today saying that the benefits still outweigh the risks.
I do think that there's plenty of people who are interested in the J&J vaccine, if just for convenience, as well as for a single dose option.
Johnson & Johnson says it has negotiated a warning label for its shots with the FDA, alerting patients to adverse possible reactions. Pending approval, the vaccines could start going out again in just a matter of days. The Expo Center here in Sioux City played host to yet another mass vaccination clinic today, but this time with a few special guests. Both Iowa Lieutenant Governor Adam Gregg and Super Bowl champion Dallas Clark got their vaccines at this event. This Hy-Vee pop-up vaccination site helped administer the Pfizer vaccine to those who wanted it. Recent data shows that women are making up about 12% more of people who are getting vaccinated. So the message Dallas Clark wanted men to know is that now is the time to step up.
The Lieutenant Governor's calling out the guys like, hey, I love calling out guys like, hey, let's go. You know, that's kind of the locker room mentality. It's like, hey, if you're doing something wrong that's not helping the team, hey, you got to do your part. You got to know your role. You got to do your job.
Hy-Vee is one of a handful of local pharmacies still offering vaccinations, and Lieutenant Governor Gregg says they are available to all those who want it. Congressional Republicans unveiled their own environmental legislation today. This amid the White House's virtual climate summit with world leaders. KCAU 9's Washington correspondent Jesse Chinur has the latest.
This summit is a start.
The White House hosted countries from every region of the world this week to lay the groundwork for global climate action.
I'm grateful to all the leaders who have announced new commitments to help us meet the existential threat of climate change.
President Biden is pledging the U.S. will cut greenhouse gas emissions in half by 2030. But the head Republican on the House Natural Resources Committee pushed back.
What we're going to do is regulate our economy into turmoil.
Arkansas Congressman Bruce Westerman has his own plan. Plant 1 trillion trees worldwide by 2050.
The answer always comes back to forests.
Westerman's legislation would also create incentives to use wood products like specialty charcoal called biochar to capture carbon and benefit other industries like agriculture.
Being able to not only have healthy forests, but be able to feed the world's population.
There is growing support for this plan among members of Congress, but Republicans stress the true commitment needs to come from countries with increasing emissions.
If we get rid of oil and gas, if we tax the living daylights out of our companies and cost a lot of people their jobs, to implement his Green New Deal, and China doesn't do anything, what have we achieved?
Much of the president's climate goals depend on the passage of his infrastructure package, which Louisiana Senator John Kennedy can't support.
He's gone full wokerista, and I don't think that's what the American people want.
In Washington, Jesse Chinur, KCAU 9 News.
A car crashed into a Sioux City church early this morning, right into their front door. It happened just after midnight at the St. John Lutheran Church when a woman was driving southbound on Jackson Street. She lost control of her vehicle. Her name has not yet been released. There were no injuries, but that driver was taken into custody. She's charged with failure to maintain control. Other charges might be pending. She was not believed to be under the influence of alcohol, but that investigation tonight remains ongoing. Earth Day celebrations continued today to end out the week with a community-wide cleanup. The Mary J. Tralia Community House employees invited the public to clean up a busy part of Sioux City, right near Unity Point Health St. Luke's Hospital. The groups helped out from 9 to 11 in the morning, circling around the neighborhood, picking up trash.
We're so happy. We're here in the community, able to connect with especially the immigrant community, newcomers to Siouxland, and help them adjust.
Today's event was also honoring the center's 100th anniversary. Sioux Center kids were able to learn about agriculture today in a fun and unique way. Dordt University held their Ag Day event outside on their campus. Sheep, horses, and cattle dotted the parking lot for all the kids to come out and pet the animals. Tractor trailers and hay racks were also there for their exploring. Gary DeVries, the department's chairman, says the students and ag clubs started working and prepping for this event in the fall semester.
Very fun to see our students develop the leadership skills to pull this off. And they're practicing so that they can do this. When they graduate, they can do this in their own local communities.
The event has been going on for about 40 years, but last year it was canceled due to the ongoing pandemic. DeVries says preschools and elementary schools in the area use the Ag Day event as their spring field trip. A new home will soon be added to the Parkview Boulevard area, and it's all part of a new venture by Siouxland's Habitat for Humanity. Earlier this morning, the organization held a groundbreaking ceremony for their first ever twin home. A donation by the city of Sioux City helped kickstart this project.
And we wanted to fit in with the neighborhood, which has a number of twin homes in it. And we also felt like with the size of this lot, that it was really too big for one home. So we really thought that by putting two families in the residence, that would be a great solution.
Holm says the twin home is expected to be completed by the end of this year. The future homeowners will be responsible for hundreds of hours of, quote, sweat equity, as well as a down payment and a monthly mortgage. And it's time tonight for our first check on the weather. Meteorologist Marcus Beasley standing by. Marcus, that video right before this was a good indicator of the breeze that we saw today. You can see that little pinwheel spinning around, but at times the sun came out and it finally died down.
That's right. We did have a little bit of wind out there today, and along with that, sunshine and warmer temperatures. So not a bad day at all throughout Siouxland, considering we've had temperatures this week below freezing during the overnight periods, and during the days earlier this week, we had highs staying in the 40s. So mid-60s today, very, very nice weather for this time of year. 66 degrees in Sioux City for your high, 65 in Norfolk, 59 in Yankton. We had mid-60s in Cherokee and Storm Lake today as well. Overnight tonight, you can expect temperatures to drop into the mid-30s, so it is going to be a chilly night tonight with partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow looks to be on the cooler side, but Sunday is shaping up to be really nice. Details on that in the 9 on 9 forecast. Sophie?
All right, thanks, Marcus. The U.S. military has begun shipping equipment and winding down contracts with local Afghanistan service providers. This, of course, ahead of their May 1st start to pull out from the country. The pullout marks the end of America's longest war after a 20-year military engagement. Currently, some 2,500 U.S. soldiers and roughly 7,000 allied forces are still in Afghanistan. The Biden administration says the military will be out of that country by September 11th of this year. A proposal to cap off Nebraska property tax increases at 3% has stalled in the legislature. It now faces fierce opposition from allies of local governments who say it's an attack on local control. Supporters of this bill fell 4 votes short of that 33 needed to overcome a filibuster. This measure would have applied to school districts, county community colleges, and other local governments that all collect property taxes. Local governments could have continued to collect the extra tax revenue stemming from that natural rise in home values, and the measure would have expired in 2027. Between smartphones, tablets, computers, and TVs, children are surrounded by more screens than ever before, but parents may want to put a limit on their access. Researchers at the University of California, San Francisco say they found a link between total screen time and binge eating disorders. The study looked at 9 and 10-year-olds who spent an average of 4 hours in front of screens daily. Time spent texting, watching TV, and being on social media especially were linked to binge eating habits. If your summer could use a brand new motorcycle in it, time to listen up. For the 6th year in a row, KCAU is a proud sponsor of the Pete Godey Memorial Motorcycle Raffle. Tickets are $100 each for a chance to win a motorcycle. The drawing is this Sunday, so just a few days to get your tickets in. Proceeds go toward the Iowa chapter of the ALS Association. If you'd like to purchase a ticket or just learn more about our raffle, you can visit our website right now at SiouxlandProud.com. Cleared for liftoff, SpaceX has sent more astronauts out on a mission. What makes this one a first coming up?
And it's looking like a very pleasant weekend ahead. We'll really heat up on Monday, and we'll also have a few slight rain chances. Details on that after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and meteorologist Marcus Beasley. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
Thanks for sticking with us. As you've mentioned, Mark, it's not a bad way to start off our weekend. Temperatures warmer, more like where they should be, and we saw the sun today, too.
Yeah, sunshine this morning. We're seeing some clouds out there now, but still not too awfully bad of an afternoon and evening. The view outside right now from the Ho-Chunk Center showing that we are seeing quiet conditions outside for the most part. A little bit breezy today here throughout the region, but temperatures were nice and comfortable in the 60s here throughout Siouxland. Most of us reaching into the mid-60s for your afternoon high temperatures. It does look like we will cool off tonight, and tomorrow is not going to be as warm of a day, but we're going to quickly rebound on Sunday. Temperatures outside right now, they're still very comfortable. 63 in Sioux City and Wayne, 65 degrees right now in Norfolk, Yankton at 58, 59 there in Orange City, 62 in Spencer and Cherokee, and 63 degrees right now in Storm Lake. Carroll and Denison also at 63. Wind speeds outside a bit breezy, around 10 to 15 miles per hour for most of us, but Yankton experiencing 20-mile-per-hour winds, 13 in Norfolk as well as Wayne, 14-mile-per-hour winds in Sioux City, 15 in Lamar's and Cherokee, and Storm Lake with 17-mile-per-hour winds. So again, a little bit 62 degrees. And then by the end of next week, we'll reach back up into the 70s. So we're finally going to see temperatures on the warmer side of things. We're still going to have up and down temperatures next week from 80s Monday to 60s on Wednesday, but at least we're not going to see those overnight temperatures below freezing, and we're not going to see high temperatures in the 40s like we've had this week. And speaking of those cold temperatures that we've had this week, right here, an interesting sight. It might be mid to late April, but the fountain there, it had frozen over from those overnight low temperatures. So winter not quite done with us in Siouxland this week, so we had a little bit of ice out there with some of those fountains. So just a great picture sent in from a viewer in Arnold's Park. So if you have any great pictures to send our way similar to that one, go to SiouxlandProud.com. Go to the weather tab and drop down to send us your photo.
Beautiful shot, but I do hope pictures like that are of the past, at least for the next few months.
Yeah, I don't want to see any more of those this month.
Me neither. All right, thanks, Marcus. Well, as the weather warms, one homeless shelter will be ending its official season. The warming shelter here in Sioux City will be closed overnights starting April 30th, but the shelter is not stopping to help the homeless community. It will still provide a place for people to collect their mail and get out of the heat 2 days a week. To see more on how the shelter will be utilized over the summer months, you could find our digital exclusive story on our website right now at SiouxlandProud.com. Searching for treasure. It is something that people often travel to extreme locations to do, but one family stayed right in their own home. We'll explain how coming up, but first, yet another SpaceX launch making history. It is the first time a crewed capsule had been reused. We'll see what else makes this special next.
If you missed KCAU 9 News at 10 this week, you missed hearing from Hornick residents who sheltered in place during a manhunt and how stress from the pandemic is causing South Dakota school administrators to leave. KCAU 9 News at 10. The day's top stories in your full forecast, all before the first commercial break.
For the first time, a SpaceX capsule has successfully been reused, launching 4 astronauts into space this morning. ABC's Gio Benitez takes us behind the scenes.
Ignition and liftoff. Godspeed, Endeavour, and Crew 2.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
One of NASA's veteran astronauts launching into space early Friday morning is Megan MacArthur. Her husband, astronaut Bob Behnken, was the pilot on that historic first mission that launched last year.
It's been really helpful to have him really understand what it is that I'm doing now and what it is that I'm going to be doing in the future. That's been really helpful to have a partner who really gets all that.
Liftoff.
She and her son watched as Bob launched into the air last May. This time, it'll be Bob watching with him as Megan flies on that very same SpaceX Crew Dragon and in the same seat, the pilot's seat. With her, NASA astronaut Shane Kimbrough, French astronaut Thomas Pesquet, and Japanese astronaut Aki Yoshide. NASA's acting administrator Steve Jerzik telling me the astronauts are ready to go.
Have you been able to speak recently with the 4 astronauts?
Yeah, so Tuesday morning, very early at about 2 a.m., I went into crew quarters and I had a chance to talk to the astronauts, and they said, we're just ready to launch, get up there and get going and do the research and technology experiments.
The crew is fully vaccinated, and on the International Space Station, they'll be conducting research on viruses to help understand the pandemic. But before the work, the fun. Just days before the launch, Megan MacArthur taking her son to the beach for a launch week tradition. Launching rockets before her very own takes off. Gio Benitez, ABC News at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida.
There might be some hidden gems stashed away in your attic, but what's in the floorboards? One family was convinced their house held buried treasure. We'll see if they're right next. A family in Massachusetts has put an old family legend to rest, and they hired a treasure hunter to do it. ABC's Will Gans has our story.
Keith Wiley has been hunting treasure since he was a teenager, but this week, something he thought he'd never find.
I'd say this one is at the top.
Keith getting a call from a family in Massachusetts, hoping to put a decades-old rumor to rest. Was there really money hidden somewhere in their house?
The information seemed solid. They just couldn't find it.
The family had looked, they'd hired carpenters to look, but no one had the skill or the stuff.
The other side would be the treasure hunting tools, the mirrors, the lighting, the endoscope, fluoroscope cameras, the metal detection equipment itself.
That state-of-the-art metal detection giving him his first big clue when he began searching in the attic. He marked the spot and grabbed the endoscope camera.
I realized after I focused on it, oh man, this is a keyhole.
Right then and there, I was like, bingo. Everything was true. It's here. They were just looking in the wrong spot.
Does your heart start beating fast? I mean,
yeah. That's an understatement.
Less than 2 hours after he arrived, Keith pulling a lockbox hidden since the 50s from the floorboards of the attic. But what was inside?
When we opened it, the first thing you saw were bank bills and bank straps, like cash.
$46,000 in all, wrapped in original bank straps.
This is what they consider a once-in-a-lifetime find.
Taking a live look outside right now from downtown Sioux City. Marcus returns with one more check on your forecast.
They served with courage and honor, and now we're sharing their stories.
Join us each week as veterans talk with us about their experiences in the military. We're getting an inside look at their strength and motivation.
Veterans Voices on KCAU 9, brought to you by Silver Star Car Wash.
Before we wrap up at 5, let's check in first with Tim for what's coming up at 6. Hi, Tim.
Hey, thanks, Sophie. New developments today in a story we first reported earlier this week involving the death of a worker at a northern Iowa hog confinement building. What we've learned about that death coming up this evening at 6. Also at 6 o'clock, right after World News Tonight, the pandemic may be loosening its grip on Siouxland, but side effects remain. With that in mind, Iowa State University Extension and Outreach was offering up more than 1,200 food boxes to families at Lewis and Clark Park today. We'll find out how great the demand was. Also, find out how a special delivery of Girl Scout cookies is satisfying more than just a sweet tooth. South Dakota prison inmates are paying it forward one box at a time. Perry Groten shares the story. That's coming up again at 6 o'clock. Scott, Jake, we'll all be with you coming up in about a half hour.
That's right. Thanks so much, Tim. And now I want Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah,
he had to say that. Thin Mints are my favorite. How about you?
I like I don't know what they're called, the peanut butter chocolate.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I just know they're good. That's
Those
my
are
favorite. The weather tonight, it is going to be a little chilly, mid-30s, partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, it's going to be a little cooler, mid to upper 50s, but we'll warm back up on Sunday.
All right, good news there. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you for joining us. We hope you'll join us again at 6. And until then, have a great night.